Black Men. I'm your host, Edward Anderson. Do a little live. Shout out to y'all. Everybody talks about New Year's resolutions. But a lot of people don't talk about how some people got to get it out the mud. It's like, gotta, they in get rich or die trying mode. They're going through things, and it is about resolutions, but it's also about people kind of moving forward because they got a lot of stuff they really dealing with that's really hitting them hard. Just know I see you, care about you, and you're gonna get there. You know, it's never a convenient time for some fucked up shit to happen. That's a quote of the day. So FYI. Also, I did an interview yesterday. A lot of y'all probably don't even know. And so I'll take some clips from that I think are appropriate. So be looking out for those videos. I'll probably cut those up today. Some of the stuff I'm going to take and I'll put it on the Patreon. Some of the stuff I'll take and put in live form. So that'd be cool. For the most part, the interview was good. I'm not going to act like it wasn't. But, as always, people want to partake in nigga shit. People want to host nigga shit. People are friends that do nigga shit. And just understand there's going to be consequences to that shit. It's funny because, I know people don't believe this, but I be advocating for niggas behind the scenes. So, especially some of these motherfuckers that be talking shit to me, or they don't like me. And I'm just going to keep it all the way real, man. I'm gonna tell you like I tell black women that hate black men. You can date out. YouTube is a big place. I will never understand why you got motherfuckers that act like if this space disappears, their life's mission is complete. A lot of y'all are losers. Before I get to the main topic, a lot of y'all fucking losers, y'all. And fuck your job, fuck what you think you do, fuck who you think you are. A lot of y'all are tethers. A lot of y'all y'all got this thing where y'all got this kind of, y'all think y'all better than certain people, so motherfuckers gotta prove some shit to you. At the end of the fucking day, y'all listen to us. I don't listen to you. That's the reality of the situation. Some of y'all, I be forgetting who your name is. Some of y'all, I don't even know where your channel is if I wanted to find it. Some of y'all think y'all are such special fucking snowflakes and nobody gives a fuck. And that burns y'all ass. And the fact that it burns y'all ass is low key what makes y'all losers. It's a dude by the name of I Smoke Hip Hop Live. He does great sports commentary. Don't ask him some shit when it comes to manosphere shit, because his heart is way too deep in these hoes, in these chicks. But as far as sports commentary, he does a great job. And luckily I haven't heard it in his red pill, his other commentary, so whatever. But he talks about Judas Energy. And it's actually a real good clip of Judas Energy with the dude that was in Get Out. Like the dude who actually said Get Out. Where he got this look like he's about to cry. He's about to cry. And it's crazy because it's a one-way street, yo. It's this thing where I stick to myself for the most part. I may go a Art New Star interview or other interview, and you got motherfuckers that as soon as I step anywhere, even if it's an area where these people are, nigga got 394 subscribers, and somehow all y'all motherfuckers are coming out the woodwork, asking me questions on Pearl, asking me questions, like everything is about somebody else. Or when they want to ask me something, they want to ask me some prove myself questions. Assume I ain't shit. Assume I'm dusty. Now, what is your problem? What is your fucking problem? Press 1 if y'all can hear me. What is your fucking problem? Y'all niggas never outwardly say it. I don't think that black people should listen to you because I don't think you have a lot to offer. You all are too bitch made to actually come out and say that because y'all don't want to seem like a hater. So y'all do trolling. Let me tell you something. If you are a troll for years, especially on a channel like mine that really don't even be having the most motion in this space. This channel is an outlet for me to speak. That's what it first serves first foremost. The second the second thing is it's designed to help people in the way that I decide I want to help people. You niggas, I hate these altruistic niggas. Cause the dudes that do the real work, dudes like Theo or Sub-Zero, and they definitely have their own worldviews and they're on slightly different ends of those. Like as far as their own worldviews, they don't have the same worldview. They don't talk this much shit, and they actually put in the time and the work and got the results that you can show is helping people. And yet, y'all got something to say about them. That right there is motherfuckers that fuck me. It's motherfuckers that are light years economically past where I am right now, and light years, some of these people are married. I'm not gonna bring up names, but some of these people are married. They got all of that, yet people are still talking shit. I hate to bring Sub-Zero. I gotta bring Sub-Zero into this. And shout out to Sub-Zero. I'm not gonna say money-wise where he is, because that's his business. Just know it's more than any of you fucking content creators outside of maybe O'Shea or something like that. Married to the mother he had a kid with. Yet y'all will still find a way to, not even on the red pill shit, y'all will find a way to discount his school. I see something like that, I'm thinking, and I'm gonna keep it real. Sub-Zero had an ugly ass website. Sub-Zero's website was ugly as fuck. And the reason why I say that, I never told him that, but the reason why I say that is because as ugly as that website was, that website, I'm not talking, the web page produced results. It got people in there, it got people in the class paying and helped him get a job. Sub-Zero, I'm not gonna, it's certain things about his stuff that I don't want to say because I don't know if he went out there, but my point is, Sub-Zero helped people get jobs too. Not just, oh, I'm gonna teach you and I'm not gonna walk you through the path, because he actually cared. And that business has been blessed as it deserves to be. My point is, he didn't care about shit looking pretty. He cared about results. But y'all still would talk shit about people like that. Sub-Zero's channel's gotten fucked with a couple of times because people didn't like the truth he stood on. With Sub-Zero ain't even no red pill zealot. Sub-Zero will be more in the rose pill, the purple pill / red pill shit. But he had a lot of things he disagreed. Grown Man Business is another channel, which we've had our differences. Kind of on the line the same with Sub-Zero, but he wanted to help people. He is a contractor in construction. He probably clean up where I'm at. And even though he didn't really give y'all the opportunity to really have an issue with him, he didn't give a fuck about social media like that. My point is that the people that have Theo is another one. Theo monetarily and what he's done, people with verified results. Even outside of like BGS. Because at the end of the day, BGS got grandkids. BGS's kids are successful. That shit speaks for itself of who he is. But even taking BGS out of it, there are people with verified results out here that y'all still find a way to troll with. That is how I know abso-fucking-lutely y'all are full of shit. And I said that from the jump. I said you can show people everything in the world, including the social clout. Kevin proved that. Y'all will wild out. Even the people that's got the degrees, that's got the money, that's married to you will still find a way, because it really has nothing to do. Like, it's really, do you like this nigga or do you not like this nigga? And I'm gonna keep it real. Some of the worst people that y'all jumped on, so like, to me, I'm sorry. Sub-Zero proved to me without a shot, because it wasn't even on no red pill shit. Sub-Zero proved to me without a shot of a doubt. A lot of y'all, it ain't about the shit y'all try to say it's about. Because these people are light years ahead of where y'all at. And it's verifiable. It's people in this space that do government contracting. It's plenty of people in this space that are a lot more red pill or red pill than I am. That's got a chick, got kids. I just don't put that part of my life out there because fuck y'all. I damn sure ain't gonna do that after people put pictures of my mom and shit. No, I wall that shit off. And for the most part, I make sure I don't even put that shit on my business side of the internet. Because I know how some of y'all are weird and y'all start digging. I don't even give y'all that opportunity. That's why people be like, oh, I'll be doing that. No, it's not that I don't do nothing. It's that my shit is hidden. I know how to market myself so specifically that y'all can't really find it like that. Which is one of the reasons I use Ed as my name here, even though it's part of my name. It's people out here that everything y'all say that like me or B or somebody else is not doing, these people have done it and they've shown the receipts, and yet y'all still got a problem with them. That right there is how I know y'all full of shit. And that's some of the worst people y'all could have jumped on because y'all proved. And that's why I get real intolerant to people to even make common cause with these people. Because at the end of the day, y'all think it's cute. It's not cute. It's not. It's not cute. It's not funny. And I'm really saying this stuff to lead into the Anton stuff. Because the interview was all right, but the interview was all right. It was good practice, good change, good whatever. But you know, at the end, it's kind of like people are playing. At the end of the people are playing, and there's a lot of people. I even used to say this with Bernard. A lot of y'all want the nigga shit, but y'all want to turn it off. I'm telling you, I'm not here for the nigga shit. And so if you here for the nigga shit, get the fuck out of my face. Some of y'all I don't want to talk to, and it don't fucking. It's not because here's the thing. Y'all never critique on the topics. What a lot of y'all want to do is y'all want to take the whole space and make me accountable to the whole space. Nigga, I'm not getting money from the whole space. Nigga, I don't benefit from the whole space. My views don't come from the whole space. And y'all wanna like, oh well, BGS, cause like I said, I'm not a stand-in for BGS. BGS got more experience than I do and more world learning than I am. I'm not a stand-in for BGS. I stick on my own shit. Or y'all want to, talk about a whole manosphere being a hate group, which is some of the goofiest shit in the world, being a hate group. Now, you can't tell me why it is a hate group. Hell, they said the Black Panthers was a hate group. They said Martin Luther King was damn near talking hate speech till they killed him. Kurt, the fuck you talking about? The Black Panthers, they can't exist, but the KKK can. But those people, I'm supposed to sit here, they said... You all are weirdos. Straight up. And a lot of y'all, at some point, it needs to be, there is no conversation to be had. You go your way, I go mine. But you can't do that. Because you're weird. You can't leave. You all have an obsession. Some of y'all, I be forgetting y'all names. Real talk. Somebody just reminded me of one dude. But straight up, y'all just have to argue shit. And that's how I know in real life a lot of y'all ain't really hitting. Because in real life, y'all would be able to have these conversations or something. But y'all be like, oh my God, online, heard you people like yo, what some of y'all really need to do is some of y'all need to go ahead and come up with some new fucking emails and go ahead and re-sign up to YouTube and subscribe to the people you like. That way the people you don't like ain't coming in your feed. That's what y'all need to fucking do. And a lot of y'all aren't going to do that because y'all like the bullshit. And here's the thing. I have no problem debating topics. But this gossip sissy shit is beneath me. And I'm not debating that. You all, this is like your social circle or some shit. I'm not, none of that shit had anything, almost every question that I was asked had to do, and I shared the video, so if you want to check it out, go to my post, community tab, had to fucking do with, a person. Every fucking topic, either Kevin or Theo or BGS, asking real hella personal questions with me. Nothing had nothing to do with what I thought, what the topics are, what the points were. Niggas want to ask about the man. It's gossip shit. And motherfuckers really act like, y'all act like I'm a pastor getting money every Sunday out of these bitches. Y'all act like I'm a politician insider trading when I should be working for the people. Excuse me. Y'all act like I'm working full time as a YouTuber. Like I'm just lying to people, vacuuming up videos. And again, for those of us that don't know, it takes basically 150,000 views a month to get $1,000. 15,000 views basically gets you 100. You can look at my channel and see if I get that or not. Let me give you the answer. I don't. That's why a lot of people like O'Shea don't do panels no more. That's why they just do video uploads. Because it creates a wall. Like, real talk, I should just do video uploads, and then any panel I do should be in the Patreon or in the Discord, and then you gotta be in my Discord Patreon in order to even access that shit. That's really what, if I was smart, that's what I would do. But niggas like, and this is how we know y'all be talking about motherfuckers behind the scenes. Y'all be having y'all little discords, the gossip, sissy ass discords, where y'all spend all day every day talking about some motherfuckers that really shouldn't matter. Because y'all like, yeah, man, I gotta take him down, or we're gonna. I'm like, yo, nigga, like, what the fuck do you give a fuck about me for? Oh, and the manosphere, and then y'all can't just leave. Y'all can't just leave. It just can't happen. And this is how I know a lot of y'all are weird. And weird people usually congregate together. Anyway. I mean, for real. Yeah, pre-recorded video. Like, dude, I got $30 out of the Passport Bro situation. Truth be told, if I could have probably put 6 videos out, and I said I was going to do it. I could have put 4 videos out. Let me just tell you. I could have put 4 videos out. This if you really want to know how to do it. And look, take this with a grain of salt. I got 10,000 subs. Fantastic, got 40. Take this with a grain of salt. If I would have I could have said, okay, this anti-Corey Holcomb situation happened. I could have did a video saying that the issue, talking about the issue itself, what happened. So doing a reaction to what happened, doing a reaction to certain parts of what happened, like playing the video, the hyper part, doing the fact that, you know, he's doing a video about the initial part that led up to it, because nobody has a video really talking about the shit that led up to it, because nobody watched everybody didn't watch the whole interview. They just looking at if it blew up. I could have did a video on the history of Corey's beefs, going back to Ari Spears, going back to Tommy Sotomayor, going back to Zoe, going back to Unc, going back to Just Hilarious. I could have made an individual video on all of that. I could have put that into one video and made it like an hour. Now that would have been like a video that took me a second to put together. Because that's what them white boys be doing with them commentary videos. I could have did it because Corey is one of the best verticals for growth. Corey, Mr. Let Go, Kenji G, and Corey and Anton are like the top verticals. That if I talk about it, the algorithm tends to share my stuff more than usual. Anton, the videos with Anton. So with this Anton, honestly, both of this shit will work. This would be a double whammy. Then with this shit that just happened, I could have put what I thought about Corey, talk about the daughters, what I'm gonna talk about now. I could have talked about, why Corey got mad about the gay thing, even though he says gay all the time. And I could have cut that stuff down. And then made, obviously, each video is a intro, close, subscribe to my channel. It's another link in the algorithm, which is a treat. And then put all that shit in a playlist. Saying if you want to get to my Corey Holcomb shit, just do the playlist. All the videos I got in Anton as a playlist. I could have then talked about different situations where I have with Anton, where I agree, where I don't agree. I could have rehashed how Anton and Glendon is very. I wouldn't have did that because I fuck with Glendon. But how Anton, Glendon, and Corey, how I could have did a video talking about Anton, Corey, and a mystery person. That mystery person would have been Charles Faulkner. Low-key recommend his video. Why all man's men type hate Anton. All of them. Like any dude, like all the Xers or extra identified people tend to hate Anton. I could have did all that and said, all right, I'm just going to focus on that. And in the meantime, I could just do a picture, like, a really good picture. Because the reason why I don't do a lot of uploads, why I'm inconsistent with that, is because the editing, I be wanting to over edit shit. Real talk, y'all come here to hear me, what I think about something. And rather than me trying to over edit shit and add all this seasoning and shit, really I should just take a really good picture like what I've been doing with AI and combine and have like some pictures where I can just modularly interchange them and then add a couple of things like call to actions, some cool stuff, make it look like a radio, make like an underbar going under, boom, boom, boom. Ticket TV does this. Right, and then when I want to do more higher quality stuff, I don't have to do that. That way I can just record it, freestyle it, boom. Put it in, put it out, it's over. Versus me, I be wanting to edit it, putting stuff in different apps to make that shit look good. I be wanting to do too much. That's really the issue, if y'all must know, to give y'all kind of an explanation. And so my point is, I could have did that. Each one of those videos, and maybe in one of those videos, one of them will pop. Because that's usually what it is. You got 10 videos, maybe 2 is going to overperform better than the other ones. And those 2, because I think the one of them brought in like 20 subscribers. The Passport Bro video. So same thing with the Passport Bro video. I could have said, who is Floyd? Who is Floyd? The situation, who is Floyd? The situation with the channels getting deleted, the situation with me popping off on J-Rello in that live stream. I'm going to reorganize that into a video upload and censor out, all the cussing or minimize the cussing. Why, all this different, the thought process behind Passport Bros and why people don't like Passport Bros, why black men don't like Passport Bros, all the arguments, the bullshit arguments. Why aren't black Passport Bros talking about black women and what they're doing? They never did that. Go back and get my original interview with BMT where I predicted a lot of stuff could happen in that interview. And then cutting that down and uploading that. If I wanted to do all of that, I know how to do it. I know how to play the game, so to speak. And do all that as uploads. Organize it, playlist, Passport Bro playlist, J-Rello Glenn playlist, and people, because the playlists are their own individual links. I've got it all mapped out if I actually wanted to do it. Like if I really want to do it. It's not hard. Get all the tags, because the metadata behind the scenes, title tags, hashtags, really title tags and description. The Passport Bro tags, the don't like black women tags, or goofy shit black women tags, the divester tags. I could create manufactured arguments against certain people, the black female community tags, to try to get in the algorithm. All these black chicks got all these black men that listen to them. I know how to do it. I just be like, And if anything, I be wanting to I want to do that for the people that stuck with me this long, because I know as I grow, they see the impact grows, you know. So that's really that's one, because I know one of the questions was asked was like, am I burnt out? No, I ain't burnt out, because I put out ideas, certain people take them, and I don't even give a fuck about that. You see what I can do with AI if I really want to do it. You know, if I really want to do it with them thumbnails, those are some good looking thumbnails. You add a couple things to it. It's not hard. Even with the Anton thing, that shit ain't gonna be gone. You know, reminding people of the older beefs. And I could fire that shit off if I really wanted to. I really could. And honestly, I could do that freestyle. I could do a whole hour where I say all this. Then I do a thing where I transition in each topic. I could. So I mean, you know, when people be like, you know, the lives are not really the way to go, because YouTube doesn't prioritize lives like they should. But anyway, we've talked enough about that. You know, my point is, you know, I could do that, wall that shit off, so I ain't got to deal with none of that shit. But I like to have my stuff more open. That's why. But don't believe that I don't know how to do these things. And also, I go back and forth. Do I really want to go big in this niche? But real talk. And all it takes is a couple of videos to pop. Shout out to George making his success with Street Media TV. We've had our differences. That's why I decided, you know, because I remember he tried to call me, yo, you're a homosexual, because he got mad when I was like, man, fuck your daughter. Like, you're not about to use that. Well, my daughter, you know, y'all heard me. That's what I'm laughing about what Corey did. And I get it. You know, I was listening to Dumper. Dumper was saying, pay attention to niggas that see that as justified because they're dishonorable. I agree with that. But what I will say as a caveat is, when you're some people have the philosophy of, when you're dealing with a dishonorable person, I'm not going to give them the privilege of honor to a dishonorable person. I know people that have that mentality. That mentality that if you're a dishonorable person, you have no right to the privilege of me playing by honorable rules. No, you gonna get it how you gonna get it. I understand that mentality. And now, can you make a decision on if Anton talk about I studied you and come into a conversation in bad faith is worthy of that? I don't think I would. But also, Anton, I think Dumper underestimates how angry Anton makes certain people. If you look at Glendon, if you know, Charles is obviously our subject matter expert on military matters, you know, power tool matters, and others, and you know, wrestling matters, geekdom matters, you know, single father matters, raised kid right matters. So, you know, I want to give him all his stuff, not just police matters, you know. And if anything, a lot of that too, as far as me being motivated to do stuff, is really to grow my channel so I can, you know, kind of en route some of this stuff around other people that I think deserve to be heard even more so than myself. But yeah, so I don't think people understand how angry Anton, because you know, you ain't really seen Corey go scorched earth like that with anybody, even Tommy. I think Anton, I told you, I said this before he even did all that. I'm not justifying nothing, but it's a particular anger that Anton brings out of people. It is. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. When somebody put my mom's picture like that trolling, I'm gonna tell you that has you. You know, I've always had a no doxing policy, and I still have a no doxing policy. But when you deal with people, and this goes back to what I said earlier in the video, when you're dealing with people that are fundamentally dishonorable, there is a question. Now, the question is if you decide who is dishonorable or not, because that's a slippery slope. But the question is, do you fundamentally believe dishonorable people deserve honorable treatment? I'll give you a perfect example. I was watching the TV show Follow. I haven't seen a full episode 6 yet. But I got, you know, I haven't played any of the games. But I respect the lore, but I ain't really pay attention to the lore like that. So I gotta watch some videos looking at the lore, and then I got some stuff looking at I watched the first season. I binged the first season, so I caught up, and I've been, you know, caught up now. But one of the characters, like one of the main villains, is the father or whatever. I'm not going too deep into it. of the main character, she blew up a whole fucking town. Shout out to the brother that's in there. So far, they're not making him look too stupid. They're making him look stupid. So, shout out to that. But blew up the whole fucking town. Whole fucking like civilization. He on top of being a part of a group that ended civilization the first time. And then chick get in front of him talking about, and obviously that's her father, so killing your father is a different thing. But she got a knife around his neck. And then she said, "You're under arrest for the power, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, I thought the wastelands changed you." And she was thinking about it. Just, because it's a slippery slope. And so first you have to answer the question, do dishonorable people deserve honorable treatment? Obviously, in the law that the United States tries to adhere to, they will say yes, the way we adjudicate our laws. But even though we know what time that really is, and then you got to make the decision of how do you determine if somebody is dishonorable? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about internet beef. We're not talking about like physical violence that's happened with somebody. But at the same time, Corey is a comedian, and Corey really just put the daughter up there and implied certain things and based on how Anton looks. And I told you, between his wife, people have been waiting to be like, to put that on and be like, you talk a lot of shit, but if we really gonna be real about it and get out of this pretend shit, since you want to act like this shit is real, let me show the emperor has no clothes. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna go after somebody's daughter like that unless they kind of in the mix. For example, Jalen Rose's daughter, unless they got a history of being in the mix, which is what a lot of people, Messi said it was bitch ass behavior. I'm not gonna argue with her with that. But Messi said, as far as what Corey did, Rita is kind of on the internet, so it's different. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, he did that, and I'm gonna tell you, as somebody from Chicago, I understand. Chicagoans, Corey said, I know people want to talk about some dishonorable shit and dumper, and I understand that. But when it comes to Chicago, man, shout out to Ramil, shout out to motherfuckers don't care. You talk about people pissing on people's graves. If you trigger a certain trigger in Chicago with Chicagoans, I can tell you right now that shit goes out the window. And that's why motherfuckers don't go there, because when it comes to Chicago, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody can get grimier. Nobody is gonna go. This is something that's kind of a secret, but nobody's gonna go lower than Chicagoans. Chicagoans will go low. Chicagoans will piss on your grave. And I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm not saying I adhere to that culture. But I wasn't surprised when motherfuckers were pissing on people's graves, killing, pissing on people's baby mom getting babies. When you trigger that, that's why I was fucking telling y'all about that shaking shit about Corey holding back. I'm telling y'all don't understand what Anton don't understand what he playing with, because Corey don't care, and he can always try to cloak it in comedian. Corey not gonna give you an easy lick, but he gonna hit you on his terms, not on you trying to start something. And truth be told, the worst thing Anton could have did was doing that booty twerking. I won first time I ever got into a fight, and it looked like I might have won, which it didn't, and he didn't. He backed down, just like Corey backed down, but Corey's willing to be honest about it. Anton's not. And I'm gonna tell you right now, let's not trigger ourselves. Corey could have killed Anton. Corey may be 57 years old, but I promise you, Corey ain't been sick. Corey got grown man strength. I'm telling you right now, Corey would have hurt that man. And Corey would have hurt that man before them people would have got a hold of him too, if he really wanted to. Do not think because he's 57 years old and Anton is like 44 or something, 43. Anton ain't built like that for real. Talk about shooting a fair one. Nah, shooting a fair one with your brothers and motherfuckers trying to take you, really hurt you, that's a different thing. And most people depend on these fights ending quickly. Like 1 or 2 hits get done, but it ain't serious. That's why I stay away from fights. But I'm going to tell you something. Almost every time I got in a fight at school, mofos try to get me expelled. Because if you bring me into where I got to fight, And thankfully, I'm proud to say I mainly fought white dudes. A black dude ain't never brought me to that point, but white dudes, I'm that nigga they like to try. because I'm that light skinned short nigga that and they don't know that light skinned niggas from New Orleans, light skinned niggas from LA, and light skinned niggas from Chicago. That's the trifecta. Those are light skinned niggas you do not apply those rules to. Aries learned that with Zoe. You don't apply those rules to those dudes because we are not that. I don't know how historically it came to be that, but we are not that. And they learn. And then they fucking white moms want to sit here come to the school to about, I want him expelled. Look at what he did to my boy. Even though it's on the camera that I walked away from this shit and the dude sat there and mushed me in front of everybody. Well, I was like, hey, I got to do something now. Shout out to Christian. We're talking about the Anton and Corey situation with Corey putting out his daughter. And so at the end of the day, man, people don't care. And people, I've had conversations with very smart people, and they're bringing a lot of stuff into it. I personally think, Anton ain't no band, ain't no leader of whatever. But I get, people have definitely made compelling cases. But that booty twerking shit that Anton did that whole week, he wants to play a game. Just understand, the more you invest in that game, the more that game might invest in you. And I can tell you right now, Corey is willing to be a lot more dirtier than Anton's willing to be. And Corey, people can say, well, Corey got kids too. Corey Ben said fuck his daughter. Corey said fuck his own daughter because he got corrupted by his mama. After he put up all that stuff. I think he got one son that really fooled with him for real. So at the end of the day, man, Corey's the type of person, real talk. If Anton keep really talking shit, Corey might empty out the clip just to see, okay, let's see who got most. And let's keep it real. Glendon, again, I'm not gonna bring certain people into it, but you'd be surprised what's going on behind the scenes based on what certain people bring up. Even people that are not necessarily, Glendon is not a street guy. But Glendon said it on his video. He said he was going to empty $100,000 with the lead attorney. Let's see who got more money just to bring you in court because I want you to take that video down. And Glendon ain't no street dude. Glendon don't want to be in the nigga shit. And Glendon has the same rage vector on Anton and Corey does. And Glendon ain't super duper pro-black. Glendon actually has a lot in common with Anton from the perspective of the black community being culturally messed up. And the niggas. And remember, Glendon went through that car thing with the Turo thing. So he felt like niggas really fucking his shit up in Atlanta. So, it's kind of like you're antagonizing a bear and you're assuming people are going to play by rules that you predict. Talk about you a chess player. Number one, then people just going to be like, I'm going to create chaos because you can't predict chaos. And this ain't chess. This ain't no game. And Corey, the internet ain't the most big deal for Corey anyway. Remember, Anton, and people talk about, well, Anton only get his money from the internet. I can't tell you how I know this, but Anton just doesn't get his money from the internet. Anton does have more than just some internet shit going on. I will say that. I will give him that much. That he ain't just think it ain't just some internet shit. But what I will say is Anton's trust in white people. Anton got too much trust in white people. And this thing where he think just because you talking right on the internet don't mean shit. That Nick Fuentes shit should have told you everything you needed to know. And so it's not necessarily face forward. Now, as far as what he said about, now the other thing I'm going to say is Corey and the Christian thing. Some people would say, as far as people saying Anton be sued, Anton might sue Corey, but that's, I don't know. Because on the one hand, if he sued Corey for basically talking about, I mean, he really didn't talk about his daughter like that. He just put the daughter's picture up there. And by the way, I think he covered the face. So he put the daughter up there. He covered the face with like the screen blinker thing, square out thing. And then he just said, yada, yada, yada. As far as this is what you produced as a daughter, I mean, don't, blah, blah, blah. Don't have another daughter. He could say that's a joke. Anton could say that traumatized his daughter. His daughter is getting bullied now. Because Corey said that. Now, I'd be interested in Anton's daughter go to a white school or a black school. Because then you're going to have to admit it's some white people. Don't tell me it's just, oh, you go to a white school, but it's just black people. I don't know what school she goes to. I don't care. I'm just saying, you know, I'm curious if this guy white, because you know he going to make it seem like it's only black people doing it. Right? Because, you know, in his mind, white people don't do nothing unless they a liberal white woman. Okay. So Freak00 Dumper said Dumper censored the face, but the original face was shown. Okay, so I take that back. So the original face was shown. So that's not gonna cover him on that flank. Honestly, and that's a smart move, and that's a dumb move by Corey. Corey should have covered it just to see how hard he'd have to push. But at the same time, he's daring him to do that. That's his hit me moment. Like with that's the real get back. Because he was going to do something that was going to have to compel him to do something. Just like he was trying to compel Corey to hit him. I'm not saying it's right. Corey shouldn't have brought the daughter in there. I understand why he did that tactically, but I'm going to tell you what I would do with somebody like Anton. With somebody like Anton, I would just wait. And Dumper actually mentioned that the Anton might do that. But I would just wait. If I got to do that, where I got to bring somebody in there that ain't on social media like that, and quite frankly, ain't really in this like that, like she ain't even made no slick diss, you know, then I'm not doing that. I'm just going to go on a hibernation protocol. I mean, people now, Corey, a dummy doesn't know what they're doing, understanding they're doing. Corey isn't a dummy. Corey knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly why he put that picture up there. He put that picture up there to bait Anton into doing something. He wanted to do something that Anton could not look at. Something that Anton couldn't just say it's some internet. Corey did that on purpose. Let's be clear here. Corey knew exactly what he was doing when he did that, when he put Anton's daughter up. He knew the wife wouldn't be enough. And again, I'm not here to say it's right. I'm just telling you, just like I'll be saying what Anton be doing is right, but I'm telling you why it was done. And people can have their opinions on it. They absolutely can. But the reality of the situation is, that internet shit is a side project with Corey. He gets good money from it, but his main shit is his shows. And if it don't affect his shows, he ain't gonna care. Yes, Bishop Digest says, what's the content? Did she show the picture of the daughter to say he's ugly or something? Yes. She showed the picture of the daughter to show the offspring that Anton produces, and to show that Anton is so ugly that he produces an ugly daughter. That was the context. Anton responded in the clip. He said, I've been advised to not speak too much. I think he's done. Okay, he can sue. I mean, Corey don't give a fuck about that. Corey knew what he did. Corey knew exactly what he did. Corey knew exactly what he did. But good luck. Oh, I'm gonna sue. That's some Drake shit. I'm gonna sue because you put my daughter up there. All he did was put a picture of her. He didn't put a compromising picture. He put a picture of her and said, nigga, this is what you produce. So you want to go in court and sue over that when you was talking all this big and bad, I'm a street nigga, then be a street nigga. Because street niggas ain't going to do it. Let me tell you something. Street niggas don't go to court for that. That's disrespect that can't be handled. And I know people will be like, oh, man, you justifying it. People can say what the fuck they want to say. Street niggas don't handle it that way. That's not how street niggas handle it. Just how he went in there, and in my opinion, he wanted Corey to hit him in order for him to run in them white folks. He would have ran in them white folks, or he would have did what he did online. Imagine if he would have went on all these white folks' networks. Talk about how animalistic black people are. People saying he didn't tell Corey to suck his dick. He told the black community to suck his dick. I don't care what your political views are. You can believe black culture is trash and not be anti-black. We talk about that all the time. Especially when black people are one of the main reasons you even getting paid like that. So, I mean, Corey don't give a fuck about that. Well, how much you think he really gonna sue for a picture? But at the same time, because he gonna be like, it's just a picture. Somebody gonna say his daughter ugly. Okay. I mean, let's keep it all the way, like, It'd be one thing if he just kept doing it. It'd be one thing if he just kept doing it, cool. And then if people just share it, because I don't even think people want to touch that. So that's just going to be on his thing. So it ain't like she going to be plastered everywhere. Her face, people going to cover it. I'm not, again, oh man, you a scumbag. Man, please. I'm 39 years old. My track record is clear. So ain't it just, I personally, I wouldn't do that. What I would do is wait. That's what I would do. I would wait until the perfect time. Boom. That's what I would do. I would do what 50 Cent did. Even though 50 Cent has done some scumbag shit too. But I would wait. Like 50 Cent. That's what I would do. And then when it's time to get him, boom. Just like with Diddy. That's what I would do. Just so people don't know that I'm condoning what Corey did. But I'm not about to sit here and virtue signal. I'm not about to do that. And I do agree with Dumper that if you got somebody that they be mad caping for it, like, yeah, man, it ain't a big deal, then yeah, I would look at them side eye. Especially if their track record, if you don't know their track record. That's an interesting question. I'm not a lawyer. I leave that to a lead attorney, that light-skinned chick that he boosted up. I forget what her name is. I mean, she seemed like, I can see why he would help her. She seemed like she'd do well on YouTube. I leave that to them. I don't even want to speculate on that, honestly. But just know people put out there that he could sue. I honestly, it's a great, I have things I could put out there. It's what I think. But you just heard me say, he blocked out the stuff, and no, that was Dumper, which is a smart move by Dumper, by the way. So I'm gonna leave that to the it's not obvious enough. I'm gonna leave that to the experts. I'm sure you go to TikTok and they'll break that down. He said Cardi B sued the Anton sued. Well, no, that's different. That's different. Because Cardi B sued Tasha K because Tasha K kept saying that Cardi B had sexual transmitted disease. So you could demonstrate harm there, because that could definitely harm her reputation. We could harm her money. She gave Tasha K multiple chances to take it down, multiple cease and desist. Tasha K made the decision not to do that because Tasha K thought that the promotion was worth the case. And honestly, Tasha K, I don't want to say she won that because she got scared. You ain't gonna tell me she didn't get scared. Cardi B definitely scared her ass. But Cardi B paid a lot of money and she didn't get a lot of money back. You gotta look at court fees. Tasha K didn't have, I don't think she had to pay court fees because they would have mentioned that. And Tasha K, and what they ended up settling for was less than the $4 million. It was a big chunk out of Tasha K stuff, but it's definitely payable. Do I think it's worth it? It's hard to say if it was worth it for Tasha's fame. Because I personally think Tasha was getting up. I would say no. Tasha was moving up quick enough, and she didn't accelerate a lot of stuff doing that. Just like that, what's that chick, Milagro Grams with Megan Thee Stallion? I think she got her name out there a lot more than it ended up costing her. I will say that. I will say she won that because she didn't have to pay court fees. And Megan didn't really scare off. She didn't scare the blogs. If anything, she emboldened a lot of streamers and people to speak on that because at the end of the day, the worst thing they could have did with Tory Lanez, if they would have gave Tory Lanez 3 years, I think people would have let it go with Megan. But the fact that you gave him all that time, that backfired. So, yeah. But this is a little bit different than that. In my opinion, it's not the same because it's like, okay, he showed a picture, he told a joke. So, I mean, this nigga talking about, I'm going to talk to my attorneys. Nigga, I don't want to hear that. You was just saying he's going to beat his ass. That's what you was saying. You what you could have, would have did. Even Corey didn't say what he could have, would have did. You talk about what you could have, would have did. Now he daring you to could have, would have did. He know, you already seen the man, so he already know you know where he is. That's what Corey said. So, yeah. Like, Anton ain't ready to go down and dirty like that. And let's keep it real. Corey got a lot to lose as far as his shows and stuff. But from a family standpoint, Corey's been very open about his family dynamics. So you ain't saying nothing that's already not. Corey is who he is. Anton's the one fronting. Anton, and the biggest thing I don't respect about Anton is that Christian shit. Like, Anton would act like he a Christian, but that nigga tricking like a motherfucker. That nigga tricking like a motherfucker. He just doing it locally. And I look, I don't have an issue about that, but when you act like you holier than thou, now that's a difference between having like an issue from a street culture versus corporate culture or builder culture. That's different. Cause it is what it is. But when you sit there and you try to say I'm better because I'm Christian, and then you start playing the I'm not black, I'm Christian shit, bullshit. So now your whole authority is just like street dudes that try to create their whole authority around they a hood nigga and they was in the trenches. It's the same thing with the Christian church. The Christian church arguably is just almost just as damaging as street culture is. Because it vacuums mad money out of the community and doesn't return anything. So for you to say, I'm a Christian, he ain't even a black Christian. He's probably in a white church. I'm a Christian. The black community can suck my dick. That's what people said he said. And Corey just took it as he was saying he can suck the dick. You know, when you like that, I mean, Anton can laugh. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, there's no real true right party. You know, people are getting behind who they like. I understand that. But at the same time, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But just know, we know Anton ain't no street nigga, but he trying to act like he a super Christian, moral Christian street nigga. Fuck out of here. And he ain't either. He ain't even a Christian like that. He don't really believe in that shit. Not really. But he one of them ones that he want to hit people up over the head with it like he's better than black people because he's a Christian. No, you just as fucked up as them Christian nationalists. That's the reality. And I'm not saying, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm telling you, that nigga ain't just fucking one bit. That nigga taking that YouTube money and doing a lot. It's just his wife ain't barking about it like that. That's it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these motherfuckers would be embarrassed to come out and say they let Anton hit for money. And that also helps him. Because then that's going to make them look lame as fuck. Because people are, you let that nigga hit? Exactly. Anton cosplays an African American. That's why if it turns out that like he's half, even though I don't believe in half FBA, but if he turns out that one of his parents not FBA, I could definitely see, because he does. But you know, people are giving me some behind the scenes stuff on at least the mentality Anton has, so we'll see with that. Making millions talking about our culture is trash, but he's right. That is true. And it's funny because he definitely participated with the Gucci robe and shit. People act like, see, he got a whole new like makeup. People forget he had the gym shoes, the Gucci robe, the Gucci glasses. People forget that. They lying. Anton said Corey was sucking the peen of the black community. No, Anton has said that when he was talking about reparations. But the truth is, that's not even true. Like, can that boy? Does Corey suck the dick of the black community? No. Corey has gotten the ire of black women. A lot of black men have gotten mad at him over Kevin Samuels. When has Corey really sucked the quote-unquote dick of the black community? Is Corey a panderer? Corey has really got real money costs with him. Like, when is Corey really pandered? Yeah, Corey, Corey grew up in a situation where they got fucked over by like Chicago. White people didn't leave like they did in Detroit. In Chicago, motherfuckers segregated. So when you understand his background, yeah, he's gonna be wary of white people. Darlene is Mexican. He's got Darlene on his show. So it's like, Corey didn't understand Kevin, and that's why he apologized. But yeah, I don't want. He said Corey was taking swings at Cheyenne. Yeah, he was taking swings at all of them. When is Corey pandered? Even the black men. Corey may give a little bit more lip service to street niggas, but even still, that has limits. So what he said wasn't even accurate. That's like he was talking to what he was talking about is Mark Lamont Hill. That's who the fuck he was talking about. And even Mark Lamont Hill don't really represent black people. He really represents white liberals. If anybody is on that white women's side, it's Mark Lamont Hill. And then, Joe Budden talking about Corey soft. Like, real talk, that ain't no guaranteed fight between Joe Budden and Corey. I could definitely see somebody thinking, like, I'm not, Joe Budden ain't no small nigga, ain't no weak nigga. Let me say that. But I could definitely see somebody taking money to Corey would beat Joe Budden's ass. Joe Budden talking about they both saw, man, get the fuck out of here. Joe Budden is laid down a lot more than Corey has when it comes to women, because because he got his history. Joe Budden out here getting caught naked outside. So, nigga, stop that. Against the will of many black women, Corey doesn't even really but even amongst black culture, because you don't got to talk about politics to talk about black culture. Corey takes shots at everybody, so that's not even accurate what he said. But it wasn't meant to be accurate. And Anton don't really kiss the ass of white people. Anton just talks a lot about black people. First of all, white culture is not great. They're just good at putting up a front. No, he wasn't, because he didn't mention that. No, he wasn't. He didn't mention that. And truth be told, one of the reasons why white people fuck with Dave Chappelle is because Dave Chappelle does a good job at seeming like he's a fair and neutral party. He's going to keep it real. Dave Chappelle is kind of like Larry King. Because truth be told, Dave Chappelle don't want to live around broke people. Dave Chappelle has been in controversy for saying, don't build that fucking like low community around me. But Dave Chappelle is going to stand on it as a black man. Shit, Professor Black Truth has talked about Dave Chappelle, and he don't have a lot of kind words to say about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is not the top on his list, but he doesn't give Dave Chappelle all these accolades. So again, that tells you a lot about Anton and Anton's how basic his views are. Anton is just with, the Republican mommy and daddy. That's all that is. What do you mean eye to eye focus? What do you mean don't be a flip flopper? What are you talking about? Anton wouldn't even say he was black on Corey's show. He was with, yeah, and that has a lot. Look, man, I'm sorry if you sit here and you consume a lot of Anton's content when this nigga talk about he Christian first, black second. Let's keep it real, man. I'm telling you right now, Anton does not give business advice, not online. Now, I don't know what his Patreon looking like. Some of y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't even think Anton really fuck with his Patreon like that for real. Because why? He made more money on YouTube now. Patreon is good for if your views are lower. He charges $50 a month. Nigga, I can give you a course. It ain't that. Like, real talk. It's like not that over a couple months. Like, there's plenty of people you gonna get more business. Anton business information is not great. And he don't give a lot of good stuff on YouTube. So y'all watch him for entertainment. Y'all might as well watch Myron. Anton is just more subtle about it. He said, don't be a code switcher. Don't be a culture. Dude, I don't know what that, like, I don't know the context by what you talking about. Like, are you talking to me? Are you talking about Anton? Buddy said, I'm Christian. Yeah, that's crazy. Because ain't no white person, you ever heard a white person say they Christian before they white. They're white. Their Christianity identifies their whiteness. That's crazy. I've heard white people say I'm a Southerner before I'm an American. I've heard that. But I've never heard and see that shit right there. I don't care. There's limits to a game that I'm willing to play with you. I'm 4 years old. I've seen it my whole life. I've seen it. Dude, I'm telling you right now. I'm just a third. I appreciate you typing. I'm not trying to give you a hype, but maybe I missed something you said earlier, but I don't know the context you saying. But okay, AB to the power is the TLA co-host. Yeah. AB, yeah. I mean, she cute. And obviously I got respect for people who passed the bar, is a lawyer, and she definitely has a face that YouTube, she's got that face. Yeah, it's like, not like, oh my God, she's so fine, but it's like, you could listen. Yeah. I see why TLA took her as a protege. And obviously she must be a decently good lawyer. I wouldn't know, but she passed the bar and she practices law. So, and she's young. So speaking on this social shit ain't nothing to her. So yeah, I definitely, yeah. And this be stuff that's right in her wheelhouse. I see so many white folks acting a fool in upscale places. Y'all just don't have seen how they get it. Absolutely. $5 inspiration, yeah. Don't believe the hype. They just good. They just don't promote it like that. I mean, that's cool. He can look, man. He's typing. I mean, I see he's not trolling, so he can type the way he wants. I'm not about to. You know. I just need to confirm you ain't trolling. So I know you ain't trolling. So it's all good. Type the way you want to type. I get it. I appreciate you saying that, but yeah, I know he's not trolling. That's the main thing, you know. Cause I get it. Cause I be using voice to text on TikTok thing, and the shit be so long. I be like, damn. You mentioned a while ago in context of reparations, you only see our group have members against us getting these things. Yeah, I have. Their religion is white supremacy. They're clearly, yeah, absolutely. And even white people will call that out. White people will call that out. But, you know, he hides behind red-blue politics. And I mean, like, you know, people, again, I don't believe in that play the game shit. My extent of when people play the game is like, don't speak on something. If you're not willing to stand on it, don't speak on it. But I'm not going to accept bullshit and you call it playing the game. I don't accept that from Democrats. I don't accept that from liberals. I don't accept that. I'm not going to accept that from him either. I've done Uber, man. I know. Believe me, I know. Apex fallacy. Yeah, Bishop. There's a rumor that he created that pip from back in the MP3 days. I don't know how true that is. The fuck you talking about? Corey doesn't even really talk politics. Anton is a grifter. He said the smug sanctimonious is grading. Yeah, I can see how people be getting mad. Man, them lawyers getting that back. Yeah, they are. I mean, that's a good side hustle. Real talk. Get them. You know, that's a good side hustle. If you ever need to take a fucking break. Why don't Anton Daniels acknowledge anything? I mean, you know, this is what I will say. I'm not for pushing people against the wall and being like, you got to be right on this, right? But what I will look at is, why haven't you interviewed Dr. Claude Anderson? Why haven't you interviewed like Slim Thug, like rappers that really be out here? It's a lot of people he could have interviewed. He hasn't. He's interviewed Love Dirt. He's interviewed some good people. But why have you interviewed Dr. Clark Anderson? Because he's talking some real shit. For your business, hell, even Fresh and Fit interviewed Dr. Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Why hasn't Anton, like, you see what I'm saying? But again, you know, Anton want to benefit from blackness, but he don't want to. I'm everything, but I'm above it. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Remember that song? They need even more seeing them wild. But see, they control their media, so they're never going to showcase them acting wild. Or they're going to always... This is what happens when you control the media. This is why black people need their own media. Because even if you had your own media, you could project shit globally, even if you couldn't project shit in the United States. So you could definitely project shit in the United States more than you think. Hispanics have their own media. Black people, only people think we shouldn't have our own media owned and controlled by us. And that's our problem. If he created big fat, I had no side hating after I heard that he supposedly sold it and signed an NDA. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. But I know you're referring to that, but I don't feel like going that far up, so that's my mistake. Y'all, yeah. So yeah, so it's like, and then my thing is, the reality is, why don't a lot of black men acknowledge the matriarchy? So when people always play that pro-black shit, it's like, okay, well, what does this mean? And see, that's, I talked to Compassion Callous. That's where Anton could have really got Corey on. But that wasn't his idea, talking about, this is what the black community is really about. The issue is black culture. So you get mad at me, and regardless of what you say, white people, because Corey calls that out too, but he don't call it out directly. They could have had a real conversation with that, but clearly that wasn't his intention. Clearly that wasn't Anton's intention. So, I mean, it is what it is. And Corey said Anton so Anton pushed himself into that interview. Like Corey would have did it Zoom, but he wanted to come in there. So Anton clearly had intentions. Anton clearly had certain intentions that he was trying to do. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see who really blinks first. He would have. But that wasn't his intention. And even on the white people stuff, there was an answer Anton could have gave. But I'm going to tell you, when you say you're not for reparations and you play that you get what you get bullshit, because white people don't even believe that. They don't believe that. Not for real. Look at, like, I want you to imagine something. See, that's that Vivek bullshit. I want you to imagine that if Anton had an interview with Nick Fuentes, and Nick Fuentes brought to him all this stuff with this country, and Anton just said, well, you get what you get. I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in redistribution of wealth. You just get what you get. And then Nick Fuentes would have came at him talking about, well, what about affirmative action? I didn't benefit from none of that shit. So don't bring that to me. I don't give a fuck about affirmative action. I'm glad they got rid of it. Fuck that shit. I don't think we should give money to anybody. Now, you'll never hear him say we should. And then Nick Fuentes be like, well, why do you think about giving money to Israel then? And see, that is how Nick Fuentes would have got his ass. Well, what do you think about giving money to Israel? Whoa. You slowing down because we saying no, nigger. We're going to talk about this. So unless you're a pussy or you're for Israel, I thought you were a Christian. You do know that the Jews killed Jesus. They put his on spazzing. And Anton wouldn't know what to do. Anton would freeze because Anton be like, I can't just pop off because let me tell you something. Nick, the motherfuckers that fuck with Nick Fuentes, I think he got like 200,000 people in his fucking server. I think 100. I think like 100, 125. It's all from what I've been told. I don't know, but I know it's a lot based on shit he was talking about with Charlie Kirk. I went in that turning point and I fucked it. Yo, I would pay $100 to see that interview. He's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about this right now. Where are you? And then Anton will try to get up and leave. Where are you going, boy? Ooh. Has Anton ever been on Fresh and Fit? Let's go ahead and make this shit official. Nah, he'll look too goofy with his black audience. Like, cause Nick Fuentes will push him. Just for the fun of it. Nick Fuentes is like the fucking Joker. He'll push it. Nick Fuentes be like, oh, why you do Anton? He said, yo, I just did it for the love of the game. That's that Kanye shit. You don't got all the answers, Wade. Nick Fuentes will push the shit, because that's what he did with Candace Owens and all them other conservatives. He said, you know what? I haven't done a nigga wake up call. I want to do that. I want to see what it's like. I tell Nick straight up, I'm like, dude, you ain't even white like that. No, Nick Fuentes be lying too. On some shit. But my point is, people like that, see, Anton ain't that crazy. But has Anton been on, what's up, Art? Has Anton been on Fresh and Fit? Notice how Anton don't interview no real racist though. Anton interviewed Charleston White. Charleston White said he was raping niggas' daughters. That clip is out there. Of course he's cool with Myron. It's much a clap. Where is Abba and fucking Preach? Now I could definitely see Abba and Preach. Oh, that would be a good beef. That would be a good beef. Abba and Preach. The snake versus the worm. That would be some good beef. That would be some filet mignon beef, man. Auburn Preach versus Anton, yo. That would be some good beef. Anton know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. When did that happen? He ain't kick shit. Auburn Preacher probably confirm if he a tether or not. Y'all be talking in code and shit. Y'all want to talk about playing chess? Auburn Preach could literally, I'm not black, I'm Christian. What? Auburn Preach, honestly, that would be a good fight, even for them, because Anton's big enough now. Like, we was going to do some videos on you, but you weren't big enough. Who is Amaru? I don't know who the fuck that is. Are you talking about Myron? Man, use his American name. But that ain't got nothing to do with Anton, though. Here go, Art. Art heard that. Art was probably like, wow. Wow. Nigga, you from Detroit, but you not black. You Christian. That'd be a good, like, Kanye song. You just walk with me. I ain't a black. I'm a motherfucking Christian. All my niggas saying, huh? Saying nigga, all my niggas saying nigga, huh? And then he goes into his flow. I can see Kanye doing that shit. I ain't black. I'm a motherfucking Christian. All my niggas saying nigga, huh? Back in the I know. I put that together. Just say Myron so we all know who we're talking about. But that wasn't even my point. My point is Anton. I'm talking about. And honestly, yeah, they took subscribers from him, but you know, they still kicking. But I'm talking about them beef with Anton, not Myron. Again, y'all keep bringing up Myron. I'm talking about Anton versus Abba and Preach. I'm aware of all the shit Myron has been through. Anton hasn't gotten this stuff, which is where the interest is. Nigga, I tell you the truth. No, I haven't touched on that. I touched on it the other day a little bit, but Tristan and what you all trying to get away from that shit. I mean, that's their loss. With them, you just wait. I mean, that shit is goofy. I mean, even white people are like, yo, that shit is too much. What y'all trying to prove? I mean, of course they're gonna frame it that way because that's what their audience is. Of course they're gonna frame it that way because that's their grip. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, it's so obvious they grip. That's why nobody cared when Nick Fuentes called him out like that. But anyway, y'all, I don't even watch the Hodge Twins. I won't watch nothing they put out. Again, that's just a grip. And that's cool because, when they throw them out, which they're going to down eventually, they I always laugh when these people try to come back to black people. But yeah. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. They are clowns. That don't mean I can't say I wouldn't want to see a beef with them. I've talked about Auburn Priest before. Anyway, this is Edward signing off. Peace.